Hey, what's up guys? It's Nick from Fit Futures here with yet another answer to yet another question. Today's question comes from Steph in Auckland. The question is, Nick, do you have any tips or any key points with respect to training older adult populations? I absolutely do. Just like any demographic, there is a way that we can approach communicating with that demographic and a way that we can approach training that demographic. From a training standpoint, we need to appreciate why these populations will be training. Okay, so what is the tangible benefit that they would get? What is the reason for them even looking at coming into the gym? As we age, and this rises exponentially with age, there is a risk of falls. So that is something that we would be looking to prevent. Okay, falls happen at an alarming rate, and due to some structural and functional changes, such as reduction in bone mineral density, such as reductions in strength and accuracy and flexibility, mobility, stability, balance, all these things can contribute to falls. If we fall because we've got a reduced amount of bone mineral density, we could possibly be at risk of fractures. And so the issue that we are trying to prevent is falls and, as a consequence, fractures from those falls. Now you may be asking, what is the point in that? Well, obviously we want to preserve life and extend it for all our populations. We want to promote health and well-being amongst all different demographics. So that is one reason. But also 25% of all fractures that occur from a fall result in death, which kind of sucks. That is not ideal. That is far from optimal. So by training, we know that we can't necessarily reverse aging, right? Because age is a factor that we can't control for. We are going to age regardless. But the consequences associated with age, possibly we could reduce just somewhat or slow down. So we can train to improve bone strength. We can train to improve muscular strength. We can train to improve our flexibility, our stability, mobility, balance, and stability. Okay, and in doing so, we can prevent the likelihood of a fall occurring and therefore prevent the likelihood of a fracture from the fall. So that is one thing. Focus on things like stability, building muscle mass, building strength through the bone in order to offset some of the issues that we've been experiencing with falls in that population. But the other thing to appreciate as well is that there is a way that we should be communicating with older adult populations. They get immensely frustrated with technology. Some may not appreciate slang or colloquial terms. My grandmother, for example, absolutely hates when people mispronunciate words and things like that. So we need to be mindful of the way that we communicate with our older population clients. If we are looking to communicate with them outside of sessions, don't take it for granted that everybody has Wi-Fi and technology such as phones and computers and emails and what have you, and make sure that there is another means of communication in regards to when the next session is, times for consultations or testing or whatever services you happen to be offering them. That is key. But the last point I'd like to touch on is that they have a wealth of knowledge and a wealth of experience because they've been around a lot longer than we have. In which case you can learn plenty from older adult populations if you switch on the tardingers and zip the mouth. Sometimes as PTs, we can do more for our client by listening than we can by speaking. Be mindful of that, incorporate some of those tips from a training perspective, and you'll be doing a great service to our older adult populations. I hope that answers your question, Steph. For those of you that are watching, stay tuned for more videos. We've got plenty more where that came from. I hope to see you next time, but until then, keep well.